What's up, y'all? You're kicking it with the Junkyard Dog on junkyarddogs.com. My name is Tony, for those of you who don't know, so we're back in full effect. We saw that I had painted the whole front, tubular front of Project Mayhem. This week, I'm really excited we get to finally put in the motor. This might not be the most permanent install of the motor. I might just put it in just to kind of check the height that I'm going to put in the rack and pinion, because I have a Maximum Motorsports relocation kit for the rack and pinion, so you can like lower it if I need to, or if I can put it tighter to the motor if I need to as well. I made a custom engine lift plate from the old Project Mayhem dual supercharged intake. That was the one that was made out of steel. So I cut it up and I made something else, as you can see right here. I'm using that to install the motor. I'm using solid motor mounts. It's just a better deal, less things to fail in the long run, and it just has a less rock, more opportunity for the torque to hit the ground. All right, so let's go on ahead and get this motor installed real quick.
I'm so classic, Rolls Royce voice package when I patent these memories of dope snatching. I be that hustler with that 1-800 phone number, A to Z. You buy from me, Cincinnati Van Gal, baby, got my stripes. A long way from Skid Row to royalty rights. It's a long way from bottom now to top of the game. My bed's warm when it comes to my dough. I'm not playing. Remember the Titans, it's me and my clique. Remember the fighting and ended with that empty clip. Hold on, my balls just flow on and buys on, extending his arm and y'all drive.
Hold on, baby, what you gonna do? He and Jay's in my trap while I'm rolling down the avenue. Hold on, baby, what you gonna do? He and Jay's in my trap while I'm rolling down the avenue.
See, you didn't scratch on that side, just on this side. Good to go.
Wow!
Alright, so we're going to take these bolts right here. Alright, so you guys can see this is like the stabilizer bar for the K-member, and the oil pan is hitting. So what I was thinking I'm going to do is just remove these, the nuts that are in here, and put a spacer to kind of drop it down. But I'm going to do that after I install the transmission and everything, because I don't know how much the engine's going to sag like down that way. So it would be best to just kind of wait to reinstall this. So yeah, that's the process I'm going to take with this. Alright, so we're about to get up under here and do some serious grind time, okay? So I got a surprise. We are going 6-speed T56. So there will be a T56 rebuild video coming very soon. I got a T56 from a 2002 Camaro. Unfortunate thing about that is it's got a hydraulic front part or whatever, so I'm gonna remove that and change it for the LT1 front plate on the T56. If you guys don't understand what that is, you will soon, because I'm doing the entire swap on camera. So I came up on a T56 about a year and a half ago for a really great price. You know, a guy was selling it. He, I had some problems with his shop. He's trying to get rid of a bunch of stuff. So yeah, I just happened to be in striking position. This is a 50-ounce external balance motor. I could have got like a flywheel, like an aluminum flywheel with the the steel insert or whatever, but my buddy Nick, he had a lightened steel flywheel that would work for my application. So I said, hey, let's go ahead and do it, man. This thing has been lightened and balanced, and it's got the 50-ounce counterbalance on the back. So before you install, and if you get an aftermarket flywheel like this, make sure that these bolts are tight and have Loctite on them, because if they don't, they back out. It's a nightmare. I just had an incident with my homeboy where we put a weight on there, I think it was a 28-ounce, and the bolts weren't seated right, and it started eating up the block plate. All right, so to put in the 6-speed, you cannot use the T5 bell housing. So I got this block plate here. It's from a QuickTime setup. I ordered from this guy on eBay. He hooked it up. So these plates used to be where you'd have to like cut them and do a lot of modification and everything. QuickTime, being the kind of company that they are, did a lot of, I guess you would say like back-end research or whatever, and they fixed all the issues that you'd have with these. So now you could just kind of bolt them on. So now that QuickTime has gone through all of their research, you can pretty much bolt on the bell housing and not have too much of an issue, but I'm still gonna check it for, you know, to make sure that the bell housing is center. So to understand what that means is the input shaft is going into the back of the motor like this, and if the bell housing is off, it's gonna go in like that, or it's gonna go in like that, and you're gonna get premature bearing wear and jack up your transmission. It's gonna be noisy and run like crap. So yeah, we don't wanna do that. So let's get up under here. I got some ARP bolts that I got from the Long Beach Auto Swap Meet. Guy is out there, he sells all this stuff new. Don't know where he gets it from, don't care where he gets it from. He sells them cheap. I got this for 10 bucks. So first things first, we're gonna put in the block plate. There's these pegs here that are just kind of cool for locating the block plate. So let's put this up real quick. Okay, down. There it is. Okay, block plate's in. Now I always thought that with manual transmissions that they would have holes in these to release the gases, but I guess with these modern clutches they don't have gas buildup issue anymore from the clutch material. I'm talking all old school here. So with the ARP bolts, they have their own lubricant. Do not use any washers. With ARP flywheel bolts, they are designed to be installed without them. ARP will not be responsible for any failures resulting using a washer with this kit. Make sure there's an adequate chamfer around the bolt holes on the flywheel to clear the radius under the head of the bolt. Okay, so let's check the flywheel here. And there is. All right, so now that we got the block plate in, we're gonna take these ARP bolts here, as you can see. And there's two lubricants that go on these, all right? The first lubricant we're gonna use, or the type, it's this thread locker red. We put this on the threads, okay? Second lubricant, we use this and we put it underneath the head of the bolt, so under this area right around here. That may be hard to see sitting under here. So we got two separate things to do to every bolt before we put it in. Because I'm by myself, I'm gonna prep two bolts first. That way I can kind of take my time and not worry about the flywheel hitting me in the face, because that wouldn't be cool. And then once I put the thread locker red on, I usually put it on its side. Permatex also has a gel that works really, really well in situations like this, because you know you want it to not like drip all off while you're installing it. At this point now we're about to put the flywheel up, and we have to figure out the right, clock the flywheel the right way. Oop. As that happens, just gotta be careful. Oh, there we go. Let's see how it goes. And I think I might have got it the first time around here. Let's see. Okay, that's that one. That's that one. Now, usually what I like to do is just take one other bolt and just check that you can thread the rest of them. Okay, that one's good. That one's good. That one's good, and that one's good. So we'll go ahead and finger tighten it. Now there's a pilot bearing that goes in the middle here. They have one, but it's I got to make sure that I get the right one for my setup, because I am using a Chevy Trans, as you guys know. So the pilot bearing is not the same as a regular Ford. So it's the finger tighten. Alright, so let's knock out the rest of the holes and then get the torquing it down. Alright, so we got the flywheel in, but I ran into a roadblock here, which is a little embarrassing. I do not have a 12-point 3/4 socket with a 1/2-inch drive for my torque wrench. So I will continue the video once I get that. So right now we're gonna kind of stop right there. Next episode I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up and bolt on the clutch. You know, get that pretty red clutch going on under here. Yes. And from the looks of it, the exhaust is super close, but it's clearing so far. And like I said, we're gonna see where this transmission kind of sags to, because the mount's back here. And I'm thinking I'm gonna have to end up redoing the mounts. And then I also got to cut off these. It's got subframe connectors under here that I don't want, because I want to use the Maximum Motorsports subframe connectors. So I'm gonna cut these old ones off and add the ones I want to use, which looks like a whole lot of work. These guys did some stuff that I would prefer it was not here. But whatever, you gotta deal with what you got. So, boom. So right now I just snug the bolts down. These ARP bolts, they go 85 foot-pounds, and you're gonna tighten them in a crisscross pattern. So you're gonna start with the top and bottom, and top and bottom, and then side and side, okay? And there it is. So torque them down to 85 and you're good to go. All right, so in the next couple of days, like I said, you'll see me back with the clutch and then the bell housing. And then we got to center the bell housing too, which I'll show you guys how to do as well. All right, so the engine's in.